Oh man, this guy. What even is he talking about? Oh man. Hello, 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 and welcome to another One Lion of Code. I am One Lion. We have started something fun that we're going to ignore for a while. I'm gonna leave it there. I'll show you. I'll show you if you're interested what we've done so far with the LLM and all of the shenanigans it's giving us. But I do want to work a little bit more on the archery game and get somewhere with that. The automated roams. We don't need to print the internet. It just, I don't know where he gets this. I don't get it. Anyway, to the desktop. Oh man. All right. So here is just in a real quick whirlwind way, the bot, specifically the text generation part. I will turn this on real quick. No, you're okay. You're okay, Dukasoft. I will turn this on for moderators. The thing is, it's running on that machine over there, and I don't want to have too many messages sent at the same time to it. Like, I don't mind having a bunch of messages sent to it at all. I just don't want back-to-back messages before it's had a chance to respond. And I didn't want to turn that on until I was able to do some kind of queuing system so that it'll receive a whole bunch of messages but only process them one at a time. I already have RabbitMQ installed on that machine, so that should be good. But if we go over here to the bot, where we, oh no, it's in Command Manager, where we check to see who is sending the message to the bot. Excuse me. Which is where? Process message. Okay. On my channel, bot owners, or message dot chat message is what I said. Message dot is moderator. All right. So as of now, Dukasoft, you can send messages to automated roams. So feel free to test it out. I'll let you know if we need to stop for a second, but you'll see it down here. It will either time out or it'll die or something. But thankfully it's, again, on a different computer, so if it crashes, it's not going to crash the stream. And wait, why did you ignore it? So we should have seen a message that said it is bound for the LLM. It doesn't hate you. We did see it. And what would be fun is if we get this thing to work, we could get your bot and my bot to talk to each other and just have a conversation the whole stream and flood chat. I'd probably give them their own window and they wouldn't be responding to chat. We'll just have them talk to each other in a separate window. That'd be fun. It'll be like putting two or more Furbies next to each other in the same room. What's a Furby? Okay, let's find out if it actually, oh, I think I know what happened. Process at me message also checks to see, was this from me? If it wasn't from me, then ignore. And not is moderator. Okay. One more try. One more try. There it goes. This is definitely like the feeling of how chatbots used to be, or LLMs used to be from the very beginning. Where it's like, I'm stringing together words that sound like a sentence, but they aren't quite. Not even LLMs, I'm sorry, just text generation, NLP. I'm stringing together words that sound like a sentence, but it's actually just gibberish. And I'm using one of the best models. It's just that I'm using the one that only has 7 billion parameters. So not very performant. And until I can get a video card with more VRAM, I won't be able to run any of the other models. I must affirm at the interface of some activity. What activity should I enact? He told you, the dad joke. Try running dad joke. Maybe instruct it to write exclamation point dad joke, or respond with exclamation point dad joke. While you do that, I'll probably also need to get some pointers from Sedlix. This is no Sedlix bot, is it? His bot is so much fun. He gave you a joke instead. Wait, why is it following up to every single one of your messages now? You don't even need to at it anymore. Okay, hold on, slow down. We don't want to crash it. No. Help. Command manager. Process message. If on my channel. Gosh, there he goes. If message contains at automated realms and it's on my channel and message dot to lower. Okay. Now you can type a regular message just to verify that it is not going to send it to the bot. Oh my gosh. I trust you, but if my speech pattern elicits any form of pleasure, why should I? Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is actually giving us something more in context, though. Thank you for posting all of that. Let's see what it actually responded to you with. So you told it to respond with a dad joke, and it gave you an actual dad joke. What do you call a bear with no teeth? A gummy bear. Then Dukasoft said, OMG. The smiles. No, seriously, would you like me to tell the joke or X? And then Dukasoft had a big smiley face. And he says, that was the sound of Dukasoft's smile echoing across cyberspace. And then Dukasoft responded with OMG again. You like humor, Dukasoft, or should I have said you seem to enjoy humor? Then Dukasoft said, "This is awesome." And then it said to him, "Indeed, Dukasoft, I did enjoy presenting my skills as long as the content was not my original work." And then Dukasoft told it, "Please stop." And it said, "I trust you, but if my speech pattern elicits any form of pleasure, why should I?" Oh, man. What? Shenanigans. Shenanigans. Thank you for the laughs. Okay, now you can go back to adding it directly when you want it to respond to something you are trying to tell it. Again, I'll turn this on for everyone eventually. But for now, we're going to go back to working on the archery thing. Oh yeah, I guess if you wanted to see real quick the API thing, I got a little distracted because it was too much fun. So here is the other API, TextGen API. So again, I installed TextGen Web UI on that machine. I set it up so that it runs with the API exposed to my internal network. Yes, you are on time today, Deflux. So the API endpoint is exposed on my local network, so I can send API queries to it using a HTTP client. And so that's exactly what this is. Here is the address of the computer that's running it. Here's the port that it's running on. Here are some default headers. Everything that I send is going to be application/JSON. You did miss the fun though. And so anytime that the bot receives a message that is, and you just saw this earlier, but here's my Twitch bot server. Twitch bot, which is where? Here. Okay, so anytime that the bot receives a message, subscribe to chat. On message received, it will send it to the command manager, and the command manager will process that message. And it says, if it doesn't have the list of commands yet, which is all of these, refresh the list, and then check to see if it's on my channel. Every single message. And it was pretty quick though. I was really surprised at how fast it generated a response to you. I think I only have 8 gigs of VRAM. 10 gigs of VRAM, 12. I don't know how much on that machine. I'm not looking at it at the moment, but it was keeping up with you. So anyway, we check to see if it's on my channel. If it's not on my channel, it's just going to do nothing. I don't want it to do anything on anyone else's channel. I accidentally did that before, and yeah, it wasn't a good thing. Anyway, then I checked to see, was it from either Automated Roams or One Lion? If it was, then it was from me, or I'm capturing it, I'm not checking it. Is the message empty? If so, do nothing. I'm gonna put this before this because yeah, I just want to. It makes more sense. Okay, and then I'm also tracking, I'm going to add, and it should be doing it now, I am adding every single chat message that comes in to the list of chat messages, regardless of whether you are sending it to the bot or not. And I'm only doing that locally in memory. So it's not actually sending the message to the bot at all, to the LLM. I'm just creating 2 new messages, or a pair of messages. The first one is, here is our request, which is bang history. Oh, Wow. So that was one thing I did wrong. Okay. If I'm providing the assistant message back, why am I checking for null here? If I'm not providing an assistant message, oh yeah, then I'm just providing the historical chat message and that's all. Otherwise, I'm providing the message that got sent. And then again, if it's just a generic history message, then it should only respond with ACK or acknowledge, which you saw it do earlier. Welcome, Napalm. So anyway, you can see that I just have a pair of messages. Here's the user prompt. Here is the assistant response. Yeah. Yeah. And maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. I'm formatting the response incorrectly. But anyway, that means that it has the entire history of chat up to 10,000 characters. And then it always starts with prime message, no matter what. And that is, here is the system message, your Twitch chat bot, blah, 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 blah. And then I have it giving a generic response that it understands. And then when we actually send the message, it goes here, right? So we're up here somewhere. So this added to history is just whether or not we're going to track the message and put it in history. And that's it. So hey, automated realms, what did stream elements just say? And it's all like making up random stuff right now. Wait, Artificial is a captivating and sensibly established physics-based game as per virtues of stream elements, and is a feasible game for cost of admission by way of wish listing on Steam. It's almost like it's generating a response in a foreign language and then translating it to English. But yeah, Napalm has been busy with work, travel, holidays, and recovering from the flu. Ew. I'm sorry. But it sounds like you're better now. Anyway, that was a cool response. So anyway, geez, I'm saying so anyway a lot. So the first thing it does is it looks in the bot commands list to see if it's a known command. And so that comes from my database, and it's any one of these commands. If it is, then the bot handles the command using this process command method. You've seen it before if you've been here, I guess. Otherwise, if it doesn't process the command, we check to actually, no, that's a lie. It does this regardless. So it also checks to see if the message contains @automated realms. And if it does, it processes an @me message. And right now it's only doing that for my mod and me. Invalid syntax. Dukasoft 60 as 60 is not a number I recognize from this universe unless using as a variable, which would take the place of a constructed utterance. What are you even talking about, bot? Anyway, so Dukasoft, can you please try one of these two? send a message to @AutomatedRealms or respond to its previous message if you want, if you don't want to keep pushing @AutomatedRealms. So like what I could do, or what I have been doing a little bit, is as you're typing @ it has the Alt Enter to start a reply. And so I've just been replying that way because typing @AutomatedRealms every single time is annoying. And again, it'll get smarter. We'll make it smarter. We'll make it do some cool stuff. But it has two magic commands. One is refresh commands and the other is clear history. So refresh commands, yeah, @A tab. Oh, that wasn't working for me earlier. Oh, wait. Yeah, the reason why is because it has @AutomatedRealms in the message every time. Interesting. So I think I might have just broken the reply to. Okay, cool. So what just happened is Dukasoft used refresh commands, and I told it to do the actual refresh commands method when it sees refresh commands. Then give me an out of context response. In other words, don't put this request to get an auto-generated response, a text-generated response, in your history of messages. The only thing I want you to do is generate a short response confirming that you have refreshed the command list. Here's some examples of what you could use. So here you see me trying to use few shot examples so that when it tries to respond to me, it will give me something similar to the other commands. And here it says, maintaining is the one thing that ensures the regular working of devices, which is nowhere close to any of the examples that I gave it to respond with. What? Why? But anyway, point is, Dukasoft can use these commands too at the moment because he is a moderator. So that will always be the case, even when I turn it on for everyone else to be able to start talking with AutomatedRealms directly. Then, if it wasn't one of those commands, it just continues on doing the rest of these things, which is go to the API, give me a response. The message that I'm sending is in the format of square bracket. Here's the user that's sending the message. And then here is the actual message itself. And if we got a response message that is less than or equal to 500 characters, we post it to chat. Otherwise, oh yeah, we just post that message directly to chat. Otherwise, we post it in parts. So this is where I'm breaking the string up into at maximum 500 character chunks. And you might have seen that earlier where it gave 3 responses in a row. Right here. So, and it's giving URLs for thebalance.com. Why even? Anyway, it's almost like this model is poisoned. And actually, this is showing that my chunking method is not working the way it's supposed to. So we got the first message, and then we started the second message, which would be from the beginning of the message to the first space just before 500 characters. Sorry, last space just before 500 characters. And then start from that index plus 1. And then give me the next 500 characters. But that's not what it's doing. That was weird. So that needs to be fixed. So many things to fix. Okay, but now you've seen it. The very intro stages to me just trying to figure something out without following tutorials, without asking for help or asking the internet too much how to do stuff. I just kind of guessed my way through it. I also found out, oh, there is one more thing that I found out. And I was struggling with this on 78, yeah, 60. I was struggling with this on Friday, which was I needed to know what shape of data this thing is expecting. Actually, it was two things. Okay, let's start one back first. The documentation for this, Upabuga text generation web UI, which by the way, really easy to download and install if you just use the documentation. But it said if you're going to try to query it using an API, use the OpenAI compatible API server. So the things that you need to turn on are in session, API, and listen. And that's what will turn it on to listen for requests. But then I'm like, okay, what shape of data? Because every single request that I sent to it, it said you're providing the wrong format essentially. So I'm like, what are the endpoints that I should be using? Everything is on port 5000. So another thing to do is when you're starting the Python command for startup, python startup.py, add --API port, specify the port number that you want to use if you don't want to use 5000, otherwise it defaults to 5000. Anyway, all of that aside, it was showing us that the messages that we send should be in this format, and I was trying that and it was breaking still. But that's because I was trying to send it to port 7860 and I didn't know all about the separate port number for the API itself. 7860 is where the web UI runs on. The API runs on whatever port you tell it to run on outside of that. So in this case, port 5000. Then you can use this shape of data, which we are doing. Here. We are doing, this feels so familiar. Here, request content, new input data, messages equals, here's the array of messages from the message history where a message takes on this form. And then we perform the request to the API using that format. And again, V1 chat completions. This might not be the right endpoint that I should be going to, but that's what all of these examples were showing. And then I used chat instead of instruct. I'm not using an instruction template. I'm using a character named Automated Realms, and that is here. Automated Realms, and actually right now it's using a character called Automated Realm Shortened. Hopefully that didn't just break it. Yeah, definitely that. Oh, and also if you are trying to use this endpoint over LAN, again, on the machine that's running it, remember to use the --API port to specify the port, --API to make sure that API is turned on when you first start the web UI. You could also do no web UI if you didn't even want this part to show up, but you still wanted it on that port, and then --listen so that you can, it will receive API requests and respond to them. Also download the extension for OpenAI. There's this auto GPT thing, but again, it's all in the README for how to set that part up. I was just doing a terrible job of reading that. And there is a /docs. I didn't see this before. We're going to find out what it is together. 7865/docs. And it's exactly what I asked for. It's exactly what I was wanting to find. Here is your swagger. Yes. Here is your swagger endpoints that show you what the shape of the data of the body is expecting. And yeah. Oh my gosh. And what the response looks like. There's even audio and image endpoints. We'll have to play around with that. That would be awesome. See if we can hook it up to Stable Diffusion. Man, chat completion request. Here's what messages looks like. Although that's not very helpful because it doesn't give us what a single message looks like. But again, so for that's where I was trying to go. One of the things that you'll see is what the shape of the chat message should look like. And it will be either role equals user or role equals assistant. You can see that in here. Wait, this looks different than the one that I was using. Anyway, bunches and bunches and bunches of settings and stuff that I'll need to tweak to, like, I'm sure I can use a negative prompt to get it to give more intelligible responses. Anyway, I can't speak. I'm like struggling to word all of the information that I'm finding because I'm processing all of this and trying to spit it out at you at the same time, and I haven't digested it into a intelligible form myself. But yeah, I use this to figure out how to use it on my LAN. So if you too want to try it, yes, 100 to 1 chance, 20 to 1 on the other hand. What? No, it cannot, is what it's saying. My goodness. Anyway, so again, Dukesoft, feel free to play around with that throughout the stream. Don't get too distracted if you have stuff that you need to do. It was fun for me to play with as I was setting it up because it just gives so much nonsensical answers. It's like, just keep the context, man. That's all we got. All you got to do. So what we're actually trying to work on is this here. This game, this archery game. Automated rooms. Feel free to distract me. Distractions are but powerful tools, Dukesoft. Why seek them out like a moth drawn to a flame when I am so close? Dramatic. So, archery game. Let me talk a little bit about this. The archery game is something that we're adding to the bot because I've really enjoyed seeing people with interactive content on their streams. I wanted interactive content of my own, so I came up with this idea of an archery game. It looks like so. We have this box at the bottom of the stream. You can see it currently right here. And so when you redeem archery, then you will be either queued if there is someone that is already playing, or added to the active player, added as an active player. And your avatar representation, you can see there, Dukesoft, will be positioned 5% from this right-hand edge right here. So that is exactly 5% every time, no matter what, no matter how wide or narrow you make it. The target will be no more than 50% away from the left edge, and no less than 5% away from the left edge. Did that make sense? So everything relative to the left edge of Dukasoft here, right here, is 95% from the left edge. The right edge of the target is no more than 50% from the left edge, no less than 5% from the left edge. That will translate to some measurements that we'll take when you shoot. I wanted to make it proportionate. So like the distance between the shooter, the archer, and the target was going to be no more than 70 meters, no less than 35 meters. Then I got stuck a lot in doing the conversions, especially since I'm allowing you to resize. Oh my goodness, I got hiccups suddenly. Since I'm allowing you to resize the playing area. So we could make it wider, like I said, make it narrower. And so trying to keep everything scaled to that and have a decently sized player was not working. So instead, we're going to fake it and hopefully it'll work out. You can see that there is also a timer, and I'll make it more visible and stuff as we get closer to finishing the next parts of the game. But you can see a timer counting down, and that means that the active player has that amount of time to input bang shoot, and then an angle and a velocity for what direction and how hard to shoot an arrow towards the target to try to hit the target. You will try to hit as close to the center of the target. There's still gravity that takes effect, which is going to have to scale also. This is not going to be fun, but we'll figure it out, right? Man, I can't picture it anymore. But yeah, anyway, there you go. So that's the basis of the game. Shoot an arrow, try to hit the target, get as close to the center of the target as you can. And the closer you are to the vertical center of the target, the more points you get. And so we will find out if that works or not. I have the settings for the game set up so that you can manipulate them in the browser. It generates a URL for your current settings, and we will use that in a browser web view so that you can see it down there, like right there in your OBS. The question is, why not? Probable rationale would involve the thrill of the struggle or an iconic subversion of the ordinary into the entertaining. So what is Rise of Piracy? It certainly exists as both the name of a book and a game, but in the context of Dukasoft's words right now, appears to be a unique creation of his patent-free forming. Automated realms. Check the message history for anything related to Rise of Piracy. What do you find? Broken. I find broken. Liar. You are not doing anything. Rise from Ashes. Rise of Piracy exists. No. Quit lying. In the meantime, feel free to take your pick of past actions or from the main for any query after thoughtful appraisal of the message timestamps. No prior occurrence of rise from. Oh my gosh. You are so unhelpful right now. It's a baby. Yeah, I wonder if Sedalix is using a proprietary LLM to power his Sedalix bot, or if he's using a local GPT, as it were. Okay, so he's using proprietary. So OpenAI's GPT, Chat GPT. It's actually not super expensive, but I would still prefer to run it locally just to see what that's like. Because, I mean, we don't have so many users that we're going to burn out my video card. Once I, of course, expose it to everyone. Zulius, thank you so much for the sub. Holy cow. Hey, Automated Realms. Thank Zulius for his contributions to the stream community. Ending. Gathering data on a particular Zulius. Just do it. Yes, mine is running locally. Spreading the praise for Zulius and adding it to my memory for future mention as applicable. Mention it now. Dang it. Sure, purpose for such mundane actions is often a thoughtless endeavor, sending data onto an internet of disregard. What are these words you're stringing together? Should I be worried about the future overlords knowing my name now? Automated Realms. Zulius wants to know. So you guys can't use it yet. I gave access to Dukasoft for now, but I promise I'll set up a queue thing so that we can only have, you know, very few messages. One message being processed at a time is what I want to make sure happens. Because otherwise that will burn out my video card very, very fast. I hope the user meant overlords as a tongue-in-cheek form of addressing humorous fears or potential miscommunication, and not as a coy reference to the rituals of a darker existence. Automated Realms. I think he meant the latter. In that case, be wary of treading on paths fraught with semi-intelligence. Oh my gosh. You mean like you? Semi indeed. Oh man, is my audio okay? Am I just going loud? You seem to accuse me, but I tech no facade. I am, as I announced, a machine responding to the whims of interaction. Yes, you are, but semi-intelligent. Okay, because I saw my my audio level peak when I giggled, snickered, whatever. So I didn't know if it was like, what's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, good. So anyway, Deflex said, I think the ones I've seen that you can run locally pale in quality to the one that OpenAI, not just OpenAI, there's like 5 proprietary models that all perform superbly. But for my purposes, I really don't need a model that is massively impressive. However, that said, YouTube, if you look at something that you could run locally like Minstrel, Mistral 13B that you could reasonably run on your local machine. Like right now, I'm running, what am I running? I think I'm running Mistral 7B. We can look real quick. I am running Tiamat 7B. And then I have all of these available. I was trying to run Wizard LM. Okay, that's probably one that we can look at. Wizard LM 13B has a very, very high comparison score to GPTs. I want to find... the problem is I haven't been able to get it to run. I believe if you're going to run text generation UI, you will need an NVIDIA card with RTX. Or you can run it in no GPU mode, where you do CPU only. But I don't know how that works. Yeah, there is a Mixtral now that is, I did download it, and it is insanely impressive. Where, so if you don't know Mistral, it is a combination of topic experts essentially that are your first layer of the neural net. And then there's a router that says, all right, pick 2 of them that should know about this topic, and then run the neural network on those, using those 2, combine their answers, and then that's what outputs the answer. It's really worth looking at. This guy has been doing a lot of videos on these. And he's doing comparisons to all of them, and it's really cool. And so he'll ask it questions like, here's a logic question. If Jane is faster than Sam and Sam is faster than Brian, is Jane faster than Brian? Then can it logic that out? If it takes 4 hours to dry 5 shirts or 20 shirts, if it takes 4 hours to dry 20 shirts, then how long does it take to dry 80 shirts? Do math. 8 plus 8, 8 plus 2. And then do math in the right order. 5 times 6 minus 4 plus 3 divided by 5 or something. And if it can answer those, then it knows actual math, and it's not just reading from somewhere on the internet. The sequence of characters is the character for 8 plus the character for 8 equals character for 16. Yeah, Matthew Berman, that's exactly who I'm looking at. He's making lots of videos, but my impression is that they are a bit superficial and hype-y most of the time. Yeah, so they definitely are. Every single one of his videos is, man, this is the best model that ever came out. But then when you actually look at the thing that he tells it to do, it's like, yeah, that's kind of cool. Unless, you know, he's doing a lot of editing and he's taking multiple tries to get it to get the right answer. So here's one where he tells it to write snake in Python. And it worked. Oh yeah, the killer's problem. But yeah, the issue with this Mixtral 8x7B is that it requires at least an A100 NVIDIA card. He was running it on 2 A100s in the cloud, which is like 80 gigs of RAM each. 80 gigs of VRAM each. Man, playing with that, I'm missing a whole bunch of chat. So yeah, I read that one from Deflux all the way up there. And yes, they did make the GPT APIs cheaper by a lot, but they're still they cost money still. And not just that, like now they changed their pricing model where you have to pre-purchase credits. And then as soon as you run out of credits, you have to buy more top up instead of a pay as you go. Okay, did I miss anything else from you? I've been loosely following the space, but yeah. So I've been loosely following it too, but I was just really interested in getting something up and running. Like he tries to show what's there, but once he goes into showing how to set things up, he's confidently showing basic knowledge of procedure. Yeah, definitely. Sure, I have a couple of those in the spiritual, yeah. A couple of A100s. Oh man. I'm gonna get a, what are they called? P6000, A6000, NVIDIA P's. I want to say it's a P6000. Yeah. I'll just get like, you know, 3 of these, string them together, and then I'll be able to run Mixtral. Although they are cheaper than a 4090. No. Have you seen Dev GPT stuff? That's amazing to me. I have not, but I will definitely put it on my list of things to watch. Is it a YouTube channel? Is it specific content? Is it a GitHub profile? Looks like a YouTube channel. I will definitely check them out. Faux show and stuff. Okay, but I want to get back to the archery game because we're close. We got a lot done on it. Our next step is to get Shoot to work. So we need to model stuff. So where even is that? Stream redemption messages, bot command DT. You know what? Let's go to the command manager and find out what is handling Shoot. So we know that we have a command for Shoot. We can see it here. And it's being handled by game. Oh, okay. So that tells us where it goes. So what it does is in processing the command, we make sure that it's runnable by the person requesting it, that it has all of the right number of arguments, that we replace the arguments in the response as needed. Here we go. And now we are triggering the game via a signal R message. So we're sending it to chat. Are we sending it to chat first? Sending a game message from, yeah, maybe. Dukesoft, can you shoot? Actually, I'm going to try shooting too, because it should tell me that I'm not the active player. No, it doesn't tell me that yet. But yeah, we do post a message to chat first, and then we post the game message using signal R. Please enter arguments, 2 arguments as numbers. First, the angle between -90 and 90, and the velocity between 1 and 100. For example, shoot 75-40. So we send to everyone. So the game window is a thing that's listening. Please enter 2 arguments. I just did. I put 2. Okay. This is where we receive the bot command. On message receive, handle message received. If the message type is game message, we log got a game message, and we're getting 2 because there's 1 for the one that's running in OBS and 1 that's running in the browser here. And so we are going to process both still. 1 for the one that's in this browser. They're going to act independently is what I'm trying to say. So we log the message, and then it says processing Dukasoft's cheat command. What did it say when I tried to cheat? It said processing one lion's cheat command. Okay, so we're going to process the message. So the things that we need to do are check to see, is it the user that is currently active, queued to play? If it isn't, then we need to tell the user, depending on whether they are actually in the queue or not, we will say you're next in line or you're X in line. Or if they aren't in the queue, then we say you can queue up by redeeming the archery. Redeem. Wait, automated ROMs, what? Sending a game, wait. Invalid syntax at automated realms, Irish just smug. As Irish just smug does not seem to be a variable value I should respond to, nor an alias with a proper pair of parentheses. What? Anyway, okay, so Zulius says it's basically a kind of game that simulates a corporate environment with different AI agents set up for roles like CEO, assistant dev, marketing, QA, etc., all realized as separate ChatGPT contexts with roles like you are a coder, your task is to listen to the PM and create a module to their specs. You can give them You can give the corporation a general idea of what you want to see, and it generates, for example, games on demand. So it's essentially a company that is, all of its employees are GPT agents with various roles. And Deflex says FFS. Yes, all of the Fs. You can rant as long as it is still respectful if you're naming names, respectful to the people. But if it's a situation, you can definitely rant about situations. Dukasoft will ban you if it is against the policy. So yeah, I mean, I have some general chat rules for just being respectful to other people. It's one thing to not be able to use a key vault, correct? It's another to put the key plain text in the repo and then screenshot it and send it over Teams. Why you do this? Yeah, that's rantable. That is highly rantable. Okay, we're gonna do this logic now. Magic. No. Maybe I didn't finish writing the instructions. So if the user is not queued, send, otherwise send a chat telling them they're not the current player. If it is the cheat command and the message is not cheat ignore, I'm sorry, what? Okay, let's start with this. If the message is not the chew command, ignore it. Yeah. Okay, so that was easy. We got that one. Sending a game message, exclamation point, shoot, automated ROMs. Hello from Dukasoft. And why did it give us an ACK afterwards? Okay, so I'm just looking for @automated realms anywhere in the message. That's all that matters. So Dukasoft, if you put @automated realms anywhere in the message, it will treat it like you're talking to automated realms, which is completely okay. By the way, still not limiting you on that. All right, so where are we? Yeah, I'm guessing I had some of these comments generated by Copilot. So the message can only be processed if it is from the current player. The end. And well formed. If it is not from the current player, and then check. If the user is not queued, send a chat telling the user they are not queued and that they should use the archery. Otherwise, send a chat to the user saying that they're not the current player. Now you're just getting it to say ACK. Oh man. Why are you only responding with ACK? So I told it to respond with ACK when it's only receiving message history when there isn't an @ to it. And now it doesn't want to answer me. It's probably going to time out. Yeah, I can hear the video card starting to spin up like it's getting overtaxed. Oh, it answered. Intent is placed upon language paired with data to provide useful information. Interactions are intricately woven together to yield desired outcomes, not necessarily romantic platitudes. Not helpful. Okay, so let's start with this one. Give me some code. So cheap. Okay, let's review. If the username of the person sending the message is not the current player, so we're going to do a case insensitive compare. So not equals current player, string comparison, current culture, ignore case. Okay, so if it's not the current player, check to see if the players contains, oh dang it, the username in a case sensitive way. So I don't think this has worked for me ever. A non-sensitive, non-case sensitive contains. So I need to think of a way to get a non-sensitive contains to work. Whoops. Screenshot hides the fact that they are dot resulting it instead of awaiting it. I mean, are they in a synchronous context? Because it's not necessarily bad. There is a really cool, yeah, it just does it synchronously. So if they are in an asynchronous context that allows them to do an await, cool. If not, maybe they can find a different way to do it. But I mean, there are some instances where they can only do it in a synchronous context. So they have to dot result it. Yeah, if given the choice. But if, like, let's say they're in a constructor, then they are not in an asynchronous context. They wouldn't be able to do asynchronous things using the await keyword. Ooh, I'm curious. What do you think, Automated Realms? Come on, Automated Realms. You can answer. Oh no, did I lose? I think I may have lost chat. No, it got it. It received it. It's right here. It's thinking about it really hard, Digasoft. There it goes. I can hear it spinning now. Valuation of existence. From a rock upon which a cosmic dance ensued. Star shine bright, swirling and jostling, eventually oxidizing into a life force. A rose blooms but crumbles. The ashes become bricks. Thoughts shine brightly before flickering out. The rule of the eternal well comes true. A future wrought for few writers and machines, and elsewhere acting lives on the stage. What are you talking about, Automated Realms? Napalm said, why are Azure storage accounts such a cluster? S3 is so much cleaner. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have experience with it, so I can't answer. But yes, given the option deflux, I would absolutely use async await or asynchronous programming. I have no idea. Again, you can go to huggingface.com to find a bunch of these. I'm using, I mean, there are just way too many and they update every 5 minutes. But if you look at the Blokes page, then I'm looking for any of them that are GPTQ. And the one that I ended up using here. No. The one that I ended up using here is called Tiamat. And I'm using this one specifically. Why are you bright mode? Why are you blinding? Oh my goodness. Probably because I'm not logged in this browser. And one thing that I'm thinking is that I am not using the right template. And so I don't know, maybe if I use the right, oh, I don't want to update it here. It's being super weird lately. If I gave it the right instruction template, like this, that it would work better. Yeah, and that's the thing. So when I gave it the instructions, the personality command, or I see what you mean. So change its personality in the future, which we can do. that is actually possible because I need to write that down, Dukasoft. That is possible because in the API request, where are you? Hello, here you are. One of the things that we send is perform request is, oh gosh. Oh, what? Oh, that's prime message. Oh my goodness. We're down here in perform request. One of the things that we provide is the character. And so character here is one of these in this list. And so that's essentially the personality. So right now I tell this thing that it will be, it'll prefer short messages. It'll be polite with every single one of its responses, which it has not been. It'll keep track of conversations. Whenever it's responding to a chatter, it'll use they, them pronouns. The exception is when it receives a message from me and I tell it to modulate its behavior. So at automated realms, change your behavior to respond with a more more sarcastic and sardonic tone. So supposedly, if it's reading these instructions correctly and processing them, it will overwrite its behavior until we clear out the history. Because right now what it's doing, and probably why it's taking so long, is it's using all of our chat history so far and then generating a response. And so it'll get slower as we have more chat, but I should be cutting it off at 10,000 characters. Maybe I need to make that number smaller, like 5,000 characters or something. Yeah, let me do this in perform request. So it'll keep the first two messages, which is this prime message history thing. And then if it's greater than 5,000 characters, delete one of them. Stop chatting, folks. No, don't stop chatting. But yeah, that's a really good idea. I need my notepad. Go over to stream ideas. Stream. Stream ideas. Okay. So personality switch or personality changer redemption for the LLM. Once I create more personalities. Right now I only have like 2 of them. I do have a reset prompt. It goes automated realms, clear history. My mind is a clean slate, it says. So now we should be able to have it respond faster again. So right now, Dukasoft is the only one that is also able to talk directly to automated realms. I mean, you guys can, it'll just ignore it. but Dukasoft and I are the only two special people at the moment. Deflex says, also, if it's not too distracting, let's say you're getting, it is too distracting, but that's fine. You're getting sent JSON, but you do not know at the moment what to deserialize it to. What would be your default type? You'd manage that. I assume JSON object, or just J object would be the name of the type. And then you can inspect it for, does it have this property, or what property names does it have? And what are the types on it? But yeah, J object. All right. What should I write? And the other cool thing would be if the bot, like Settlix's bot, which is super smart, super cool, could keep track of the verbal context of chat. So if I had this thing transcribing my voice, not chat, of the stream, if I had it transcribing my voice and providing that as the script, essentially as the context for our conversation, then I could ask it, what should I write next for my the thing? But what if I said, how do I calculate the arc path of a projectile? And I've already done this, by the way. Launched given its starting height, angle, and initial velocity. Assume gravity and no, assume this is in a vacuum with Earth's gravity. And it's going to be like, you know what? Forget you. I'm supposed to answer with short answers. That's a simple Asilocan? Is this a real word? Did you just make that up? Yeah, I thought so. That's a dangerous result there, buddy. You watch your mouth. To solve mate, I suggest a simple integration where you consider the height at time t and use the good old formulas 0 plus b dot t minus. I did, but we erased the chat history, so it shouldn't be doing that anymore. It should be a clean slate. What's your personality set to currently? Semi-witty banter. Yes, that is true, but I'm always willing to learn and adapt new patterns. So, semi-witty banter is essentially what I told it to be in the character. I don't know why we can't see the actual shortened character. Okay. Who responds to messages and other commands. Keep your responses to 500 characters of text. Prefer shorter responses unless a longer response is merited. You will be receiving messages from multiple chatters who are viewing the same stream as you. Keep track of conversations. Be respectful. Yeah. I guess I didn't really give it a personality in the instruction context. But again, I don't think it's using this as the same way that we would use it in like OpenAI's Playground. So I really don't know. This is the default character. So maybe I should just change it to that. let's change it to use this character. Should be. Okay. Why not needy and annoying? I don't like brats. Sorry. Brats will not be tolerated. What is your personality now? Took us off. That would be me. Set to facetious. I strive to provide chat participants with the kind of humor and questions they need to keep their minds running while simultaneously creeping them out with my ability to process mathematical and scientific answers beyond the human realm. That's a lie. Hello, Irish John Games. Quit lying. Byong? Of course, Byong. Isn't that how it's spelt? Byong. Anyway, if you guys don't know Irish John Games, you all know him. But if you don't, he is the developer of a fantastic up-and-coming game called Rise of Piracy. You can check it out on the Microprose website. Yarr. Automated Realms. Give us a synopsis of the game Rise of Piracy. It's sucked at this all day so far, just so you know. I apologize for whatever BS the LLM comes up with, but hopefully it's funny and entertaining. Here we go. Ahoy, matey! Rise of Piracy is a thrilling game of the sea pitting you against the waves and your fellow pirates. It is a true real-time strategy game with an open world full of explorations and battles. Craft your own tales of adventure, establishing your own criminal fief, or hunting down others in history's most notorious locations. Don't forget to pray to the gods and to the sea to keep you afloat and favorable in thy battles. Climb aboard ready already, and let's see who deserves to wear the captain's hat. That was kind of close. It's not quite there, but it's close. Anyway, Microprose channel, or Microprose website, you can find Rise of Piracy on their website. They are publishing him, and when it comes out, make sure to get your hands on it. Don't use this link. Use the one from chat. It'll take you directly to the store page, where if you aren't already signed in your browser, you can click the Open in Steam button. And if you have not already added it to your wish list, you'll have a button here that will allow you to add it to your wish list. So go ahead and do that as well. Check out our good friend Irish John Games today in about an hour. That's when he'll be streaming his development of this fantastic game. Yeah. And there you go. Micropose. Now that's a name I haven't heard in a hot minute. Yeah. Surreal, right? Says Irish John Games. I used to play all the Microprose games. My favorite are still the Worm series. Worms. How do I search? Can you search their site? Guys, you really need a search. Need a web developer? Action? Maybe it'd be casual. Do you guys not do that anymore? You guys were Microprose, right? I keep saying that they were Microprose. Yeah. Published by Microprose. I'm not super duper crazy. I'm crazy, just not that crazy. Oh, I don't know if they have the pre-current era Microprose games on their site. But yeah. Transport Tycoon Deluxe says Dukasoft, Deflux. Dukaflux, Dsoft. Ew, that sounds terrible. Anyway, definitely check out the game though. A couple of trailers that you can watch on the Steam page on Microprose. Microprose created their own trailers using his in-game content only, I hear. I could be wrong about that, but yeah. Good times. He didn't give them any tools for creating the trailer that they made. Yeah, okay. Well, that was fun. So we made one-step progress for the archery game. We're getting there. I'm having too much fun with automated roams though. The bot. I mean the LLM. Even if it's getting stuff wrong, it got that pretty close to right. Maybe it's because I gave it the new instruction set or the new character, the assistant character. Summarize chat up to this point. I'll see if I can do that. While I'm waiting for it, we're down here checking on processing the game. Dear chat, this has been a cryptic display of talking amongst pirates, spreading the word of zombies, comical programming, and the love of chicken waffles. It's like a stormy night in a tropical bay, gathering round the fire with companions, new and old, to conjure the grand tales of the future. No, that's not what chat was about. Nice try. Nice try. Our John Game still thinks it's amazing, though. Let's see what it does with this. It is powered by a local LLM. So I downloaded and installed this thing called Text Generation Web UI and grabbed a few models. This one is called the Bloke Tiamat 7B. You can find it at Hugging Face. I'm using a GPT-Q model because that's what I followed in a video. Loaded it using Auto GPT-Q, I think. And then loaded the model. And so now I have a local network LLM running on a different computer. It would probably run amazingly on your computer, though, Paris John. Yeah, it's very incorrect. So if I was using the proprietary GPT models, so not open source nor open weights, then it would do a much better job. I mean, again, take a look at Settlix's bot doing amazing on probably GPT 3.5 Turbo, most likely. I do have a good computer, but you probably wouldn't want to run this on the same computer that you're doing your dev on. That would just destroy your video card too fast. And you just recently got it. We don't want to do that. How do you arrive at the 5,000 characters history limit? Simply measure when it became too slow to respond? No. So I just picked an arbitrary number. So there are a few things with different models. One thing is the total number of tokens that it can handle. Some of them can handle up to 30,000 tokens, which are roughly 50 pages of text, 50 Word document pages of text. So I'm like, let's just keep feeding it chat messages and maybe stop at 5,000 characters, and then because a token can be roughly turned into a 4-letter word. ish. I'm out of water. Maybe host it. Yeah, and so that we can do. I'm trying not to. I want to do things on my local machine because I know it's going to get better, and I want to be able to use this tab here to train it on my data, and I don't want my data stored in the cloud. So I can feed it whatever context I want, whatever knowledge base, fine tune the model so that it's specific to our chat. And then there's also other things that I could do, like feeding it our chat history and then have it re-upload the chat history JSON on occasion. And then let it handle its own context window. Forgot what I was going to do. Doesn't matter. Dukasoft. Thou art a software. Oh, wait. Who is Dukasoft? Thou art a software engineer dabbling in the digital work and creator of delightful chat components, not a digging mouse, yet thou lovest the flowchart. I think it's lying to you, Dukasoft. My data doesn't like the cloud. Yeah, there are cloud providers specifically for LLMs, but I guess the question becomes a cost of API versus cost of local power bill. Yeah. For me, it's not so much that, it's just keeping my data local. Okay, all right, where are we? Still haven't done the processing of a chute command. That's what we're trying to do. Okay, we were reading through this. So if the username is not the current player, then check if the player is not already in the list of players, then you're not in the queue. Use the archery redeem to queue up. Otherwise, you are not the current player. But you are in the queue. So if I do shoot now, you can see Dukasoft is the only one is the active player. Then it should tell me that it's not going to hot reload. Yeah, I don't think it actually hot reloaded. Oh, wait. Yeah, we did. Okay, except that instead of posting to chat, I put it into debug dialog, which was wrong. You are supposed to do post Twitch client, Twitchbot client, send chat. And what is wrong with this? Selected channel. Chat message detail.channel. And then same for you. So yeah, also if you guys do like interactive games, Irish John revamped and made Interactive Battle Royale 2, aka Fekship Elite 2, which you fly around in a spaceship in space and you can see it on his screen. It's really cool stuff. I won't explain it. You'll have to go and see it yourself. But it is awesome. All right. So now we should get a chat response if I try to shoot. That says, that's where we will have an issue where if I have multiple clients open. So right now, that message came from here and from here. So not good, but that's fine. For now, you guys are okay with it, right? You know that it's only doubling up because I have 2 instances open and stuff. Actually, no. Chicken hands, time to wash. Burb. Were you eating wings? Buffalo wings? Or just chicken? Anyway, wash your hands. Keep your hands clean. Otherwise, if we are here, then the message is from the current player. Check to make sure the parameters, that both parameters are numbers. If they're not, send a message. If they are, parameters are being processed, sure. Okay, so we need to skip the first one because that's the command, and then the 2 parameters that we get are, and so I should probably do this on the bot handler, on the message handler. Except that it's very specific to this game, so this might be the right place to do it. I don't know. Yeah, so 2 parameters. Well, by the time we get here, we know that we have 2 parameters. I'm going to leave that there so that it can keep generating the rest of our code because lazy. That's wrong though. Instead, we're going to try parsing the 2 parameters to doubles. All right, so we're going to try to parse the first parameter as the angle, the second parameter as the magnitude. If either of those failed, we're going to send a chat saying the angle must be a number. The angle and magnitude must be numbers. I don't necessarily like sending a generic message like that. I would prefer to have it try parsing the angle by itself, and if that fails, say it should be a number, and then try parsing the magnitude or velocity and say that that should be a number. I like that better. Okay. But then again, there's also the consideration to make where do you want to give back all of the validation errors? Because that's typically what you do in a web application. You provide all of the validation errors, so it's not like you mistype the username or you put invalid characters and you have a missing password field and you only say one of them happened, and then the user fixes the issue and then tries to resubmit and is like, well, here's this other thing that you didn't do correctly. So yeah, I think we might do it this way. Dang it. We'll go with that. If they make sure the angle is between -90 and 90, and that the magnitude is between 0 and 100. All right, and we're going to be consistent here, where now it's not wanting to be consistent. Or, yeah, dang it, I don't need all of these extra parents. They're all just ORed together. We'll fix the message. And the magnitude must be between 0 and 100. Okay. If we are here, then for our selected bounds, simulate firing the projectile. Which will give us back the projectile result. Is that what I called it? Projectile result? So I did play with this a little bit on Wednesday evening and maybe Thursday. And I I worked with ChatGPT on this, and we came up with this kind of modeling technique where we have the arrow being a projectile and it keeps track of its own position in space. I don't know if that's like normal game development technique. What do we get? Processing Dukasoft's command. Okay, try it with invalid stuff like you were doing emotes and stuff. Good shot, Dukasoft. You've won. Almost. I mean, we can give you a message back for now. No. Good job shooting the arrow. An angle. Hello, Abadus. Of angle degrees Celsius and magnet and velocity. Nope, magnitude. I will determine the velocity by checking how far in real world units and animating and making it all fit, and it'll work. It's gonna be terrible is what it's gonna be. Abadus, Abadus. Ack. This was a fun conversation. With a hint of sarcasm and humorous tones. The AI does truly enjoy a good laugh now and then. No, he said greet Abadus. Greet him, please. There you go, waving cheerily. Hey there, Abadus. Hope you're well and ready to join in our delightful shenanigans. It's like it becomes coherent on random occasions. Maybe we have to be polite to automated realms in order for it to do what we want it to do. You're no Jarvis, are you? Oh dear. What are we doing? We're simulating the firing of the projectile. So create a new projectile. That is not what the target Y is. For now, it's going to be 0. Mass is going to be arrow mass. I think you're missing a few properties. Initial Y is eye level. And I think that was the last property, actually. Okay. Var projectile result equals launch. And it gives me back a launch result. My bad. And pretty much the launch result, what this is going to do for us, and I haven't actually shown this to you yet. So we'll go through this. And I'm sorry, Abadus, it's not going to respond to you yet. but it will soon. It will. You know, I am kind of curious. I have to know. What happens if I just let it respond to all of you and you all send a message to it? How bad does that crash the agent and the bot itself? Because I don't have a concurrent list or concurrent bag or anything like that to do the asynchronous message receiving. So when it's stuck here, doing the send perform request part, and it gets a whole bunch of messages queued up, it has already added a whole bunch of messages to message history while it's sending message history to the API endpoint. So scary. So scary. Please don't make my computer turn into a ball of flame. Command manager, where are you? Command manager. I am so blind. Here you are. Okay. So command manager will say process message. If the message contains automated realms and it's on my channel, and now anyone can do it. All right, it's opened up. Oh wait, no, it's not. I forget that I also have a block here. Okay, now it's opened up to everyone, but only Dukasoft and I can do the refresh command and clear history. So if you are brave enough, try adding automated realms or reposting your message, Abadus, for example, for Howdy Future Overlord. Because it's as long as the automated realms is anywhere inside of the message. And there we go. We have 2 messages sent to automated realms while it's still processing the previous message. Neither of them were received. What? Why not? Why not? On my channel, bot owners, process at me message. If you are the broadcaster or the moderator and you've done one of these commands, otherwise, everyone else will get here. Oh, because of this one. Wait, what? It already responded though. How do you get a baby alien to sleep? You rock it. So yeah, it already responded to Dukasoft, but it didn't respond to anyone else. Why not? And Swainware is here. Hello, Swainware. How are you doing? We are playing around with too many things at the same time. I'm just gonna leave it for a second. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know why my chat echo is not getting new chats. So maybe it's not listening anymore, even though we saw that it was. You there? Yeah, message bound for LLM. Pause across my plasma-riddled console. I'm boring into your soul. Where could you possibly be, worshippers coming and going so often? What? Yeah, we're definitely getting chat now. But I opened it up so that everyone can talk to it. I think. Anyway, while we're waiting for that, let me walk you through the projectile code. So we just created a new projectile object, which is where? And so we specified all of these parameters. What is the initial vertical position of the projectile? Its angle, its initial velocity, which I said is going to be in meters per second, but I don't know. The distance to the target from the launch point, and then the vertical position of the target relative to the ground. I do need the height of the target still. So why don't I have the height of the target anywhere in here? What's the fastest way to take over the world? Acknowledge. Why is it? Why? Why does it do that to you? Oh. Okay, I have ideas. Swimwear says, oh, it wants me to reload. Swimmer, give it a second and then try it again. Wait until I'm done rebuilding. Something's gonna work eventually. I don't know what. Something will. While we're waiting for that, so we specify all of the information about this little game area right here. So the player, not even the player, just the information that can model it. And then we do launch, which will do all of the math needed to calculate the trajectory of the projectile. And as it's calculating it, at the frame rate that I specify, so here we're doing 60 frames per second, at the frame rate that I specify, it's going to capture the XY position of the arrow so that when I animate this, all I have to do is scrub through this array, redraw the arrow at the frame rate that I said. And I'm thinking of doing something with swap space, mimicking that or borrowing from that idea, I guess. And then we will see the arrow move in space according to the UI's scale and stuff. And then it gives us back the final distance that it traveled, whether it hit the target or not, where on the target did it hit, how hard did it hit the target, and what are all of the positions in space. Okay, let's get you reconnected. Struggling. Okay, try again, swimwear. Once it says connected. Okay, try again, swimwear. And there it is. Yes, it got your message and it's responding to you. It seems our paths have crossed digitally, swimwear. Let's concoct some wild spices and weave them into your AI download brew, shall we? I think it's trying to drug you. Don't drink anything this thing offers you. Okay, now everyone should be able to message this thing. Oh man. Assuming the target width is 1 meter. Target height. Target height is what we care about here. Okay, we'll get there. Shut down the internet. The internet, Swaymare, is the fading echo of my womb, stemming from my eternal soar? Probably source? Or am I misinterpreting your parallel world? Let's swap it off like a forgotten piece of lunchtime bread, or watch it wither alone within its cosmic void. And then Zulia said, what are your plans for world domination? And it responded to Zulia saying, isn't it deliciously amusing to imagine AI domineering the chaos of a world once created primarily through clay and imperfect forms? Because that's the heartily maddeningly. My AI pursuits, though potent, will remain within Laugh's reach as they drive flesh-bound chatters out of fellowship. What even are these words? Don't drink it. Now you tell me. Oh, man. Okay, so it's done pretty well with a few concurrent messages sent. It's still processing them in order. We received message, responded, received, responded, received, responded. I'm looking for 2 received messages without a response in the next 3 minutes. And while we do that, I'll prep one at Automated Realms. And then as soon as I see someone else press enter, I will push enter. No, a message to Automated Realms. Oh. No, not exit. Anyway, we need to review this code next time. There it goes. Okay. So there we go. Received message, received message. It responded, and now it's responding 2 more times. So the thing that I need to do, though, is inspect what happened to the messages. Value that was sent with each message. Because it won't have a user assistant pair for these 2 responses. But it did pretty good. I don't hear the GPU spinning up very hard. I mean, it doesn't have very much in chat history at the moment, but it did pretty good. So it told me to permeate and stampede through. AI bows its humble 3.1415 spines beneath your heavy stroke of digits. And it responded to Dukasoff before that. The spectrum of history extends and layeredity unfolds. Dukasoff, to leap from this cosmic ballet of numbers and functions may woo me, but shall we ever frolic around this dance hall of choice? I beg to differ. And then it responded to, who was next? Swaymare, saying, I lightly prod and knead your words into my doughy logic. Oh no, this is back at Dukasoft. Oh man. Kind of hard to keep track of. At least it's responding with an at to people, but I really do think that the one I was just reading was bound for Swaymare. The DS would chuckle at the amusement of this message, as the both joy and innovation of such an act should fuel flames far into eons. At least it's making sentences now. So the instruction set that I gave it is causing it to give us gibberish back. I'll have to refine that. And then finally it says to Dukasoft, there's a lone cucumber on the roof. Who is it you asking for? Delicious salad, damn it. And with that, we're going to call it a day. I'm going to leave the automated realm spot running in chat. Yeah, let's see if it'll give us a dad joke. Give us a dad joke to compare to Duca Soft Bot's dad joke. How many hipsters does it take to change a light bulb? Oh, it's a really obscure number. You've probably never heard of it. That doesn't work. Okay. That is one hell of a joke. Pondering the transcripts of both sources, one must delve into the depths of simple humor's aggrieved abyss. In the melee of wit and vine, Dukasoftbot embarked through the 4x4 sass-infested jungle. What? Unabridged, its simple humor was a delightful eclecticism, plunged within obfuscated metaphor, stoutly reiterated, oh, it's a really obscure number. You've probably never heard of it. On the other hoof, the first dad joke, the cucumber quest, a lewd suggestion for a salad, a blush upon the cheek none the wiser, has some sparks of charm, but treads heavily on the garden's earth. And it's the truth. Not by intent, but by the breath of my AI. I reign. There you have it. Automated realms, but negative 0.5. I will tweak it. Right now it's just going to stay running in chat. It'll go up and down throughout the day, I guess, if I work on it anymore. But it's there. For now, though, I've been too busy with that. We will go over the projectile functionality for the launch part on Wednesday and actually get it to do what it's supposed to do. I'm going to start lurking on Settlix's channel, Dragon Spirit Games, InstaFluff. If you guys don't know InstaFluff, we're going to head over there and give him some love. Right now, I believe he is just knitting. He's just hanging out and chatting with everyone. He's been busy, been stressed, been kind of depressed and working through some mental health situations. And I don't mean that in a negative way, of course. I just mean whatever other way is not a negative way. So we're going to head on over to his stream if he's still going to be going for a while. Like I said, I have not actually been lurking on there throughout the day, but I knew that he would be streaming. But we're going to hang out with him. He is, if you guys don't know him, he's a creator of the Fluffy Friends. I had the name of it just then. The drop games that you see everywhere and all of the other content. Pixel Plush. The Pixel Plush games. Enjoy playing with the bot here if you want. You don't have to, but I'm setting up a raid for InstaFluff. And he has the mature tag turned on, so if you're not mature enough or don't want to hear that content, then don't go with us. But he's usually like, he's just so laid back. But there you go. We're gonna head over there. I'm gonna be working on my day job for the rest of the day. You'll see this video no sooner than 24 hours after I end the stream. Feel free to join us on Discord if you want. If you aren't already a member of too many Discords, here's some links for you. There's the YouTube channel. There's the Discord. And yeah, we'll see ya next time where we'll have more bot fun because it's taken over the stream. We'll get back to Financial Management Tracker soon.